Hello, sprites and fairies. It's time to grab a cozy spot, some coffee, sit back, and enjoy the video. Don't forget to give the video a like and hit that subscribe button for more content. I am sorry this build has taken some time to create, but I knew when I first saw the Storybook Vale DLC come out, I just had to create another Alice-inspired build. I have also been wanting to try my hands at another labyrinth, but this time something a bit more elaborate in design. So to start off, of course, I have chosen the Teapot Falls biome. We are going to start by creating the labyrinth first, and this time I will be using the items from the Alice's Curious Labyrinth bundle, occasionally found in the premium shop. This design is chosen to be a heart inspired by the Queen of Hearts herself. I will admit I was a bit ambitious with this design as it took me hours just to create the final layout. There was a lot of trial and error, adjusting of the hedges, changing up the design just to fit the space. In the end, I probably should have started at the center of the labyrinth and worked my way out. I also recommend, if you go ahead and would like to recreate this, to maybe hop in and out of furniture mode occasionally just to walk through the build and get an idea of the space and flow of the design. While creating the labyrinth, I had to remember to leave some open space areas in the hedges to access the fishing and mining. I still wanted the build to be playable and able to access the materials. I have to say, designing a labyrinth is quite fun, but very taxing. There are so many things you must think about, like the main path route. Do you want this to be a dead end or maybe lead to a decorated space? How many entrances are in and out of the labyrinth, and so on. As I am working on the right side of the labyrinth, I start to notice that the outer hedge is not quite lining up with the left side. To help define that heart shape, you really want to make sure that the shape and design of the outer edge is as symmetrical as possible. It would be okay then to go ahead and leave the inside a bit off kilter just to continue with the whimsy of the build. Jumping into the center of the labyrinth, I start to realize it would have been better to just start at the center. As you can see, the design is a little bit more bottom heavy than I liked, and that's due to the space I was working in. I was trying to follow my original design pattern, and the space was just too small. So in the end, I had to adjust the design layout. As the video is already a bit longer than normal, I have edited out some of the design changes and jumped right into the final look. I've included the Cheshire Cat topiary at the center, along with the Wonderland maze portal, and of course a space for Cheshire's treehouse. There is also a second entrance exit at the back of the labyrinth. Moving on to the next part of the build, we will come back to the labyrinth later. I decide to create a Wonderland neighborhood, which includes Alice's home, aka the White Rabbit's house, the Hatter house, and Mushroom house. To start off, I start by placing down a path of mome rats, making sure that the arrows are pointed in the correct direction, leading from the exit of the labyrinth to the center of the neighborhood, where I place down a couple of customized chessboard rugs. This will be for our unbirthday tea party. To save on the item count, I used as many large items as possible, while using the smaller items to fill in and accent the build. I chose to use the Ever After fungi cluster to fill in the larger area off to the side, and you will also see me incorporate the traveling well into this portion of the build. Now that the layout is set, I start to decorate each space, starting with Alice's house. I will be designing this to be more for the white rabbit, so to start off, I am going to use the elegant white fence that we received from Lady and the Tramp update and place it at an angle. Using the rocky terrain rug, I make a path from the house to the fence where I go ahead and place the Edwardian house gate, also from the Lady and the Tramp. The white rabbit is a very proper manner to him, so I want to make sure that it is represented in the way his home is decorated. I also want to make sure that I use as many rabbit inspired items as possible, so I place items like the rabbit rocking chair and the rabbit grandfather clock, among others. As always, every build needs its squirrel moments, so I hop around and play with the layout of my buildings and place a few more large trees and mushrooms down. I find that I have a tendency to jump around a lot as I'm going through my inventory because the moment I see something, I'm like, oh, this can actually go over here or it'll fit over here. And so, hence, squirrel moments. Hopping back over to Rabbit's house for a moment, I place down the green gulch hedges from the Wish Blossom Ranch DLC. I'm so happy I waited to create this build as some of the items from this DLC are just a perfect fit. Jumping over to the tea party area in Hatter House, I placed down some of the crystal stone pathing. I really like this pathing, except for the only thing is you can't send anything on it, which kind of sucks. I also start to do some adjustments to the tea party space, and of course I placed down some of the most perfect trees from the Wish Blossom DLC, the purple and red tree along with the red measuring tape tree. These trees are perfect Mad Hatter vibe. I also start to pull out some different foliage items and place them around the build. From the Alice collection, I pull out the royal red armchair and the Hatter area rug, along with many more items, to create the perfect Hatter spot, playing with the placement and design as I go along. I decide to also switch out the basic table with the unbirthday one, as I like the look of it better, and I did feel that I needed to add one more custom rug to better balance out the space. Another custom item I created were some signs. Each of the signs has the same design except for the symbol that represents each character, and I wanted to include these in front of their homes. And of course, I also wanted to create my own sign in the fact that Wonderland has an abundance of signs everywhere. I thought it would be fun to include some of the wish blossom underbrush items, the pinwheel plant with its fun whimsy, along with the spool and pin cushion shrubs, an absolute must for the Mad Hatter. Hopping back to Rabbit's house, I grabbed the sycamore tree. I love this tree. It is a nice size and height and has a great footprint. Another item I knew I needed to use the moment I saw it was that potted spring egg tree. I felt this is the type of tree White Rabbit would have in his garden. To add a bit more whimsy, you can never have too much, I start to place some of the pink toadstools around. They are lower in height, so they also help give some asymmetry to the build while helping it look more natural. And I do start to jump around the space again, testing out items, looking for the best fit and locations. One of my favorite items to use is the ever glowing flower bush. This item is a perfect space filler and looks nice in every build. Now, back at Rabbit's house, I place down his sign and I start to design more of the build. My plan for the space is to create a small seating area where you can enjoy a quiet evening with some tea, as well as a small garden filled with tasty rabbit treats. I chose to fence off the garden using the Edwardian iron pieces. This helps to continue that clean kept manner we're going for in the build. Let's dive into decorating the unbirthday tea party space. Now, I want to keep this space as unmatched and chaotic as possible, so I start to place down different seating and decor items, including some fun ones, the candle lamppost, an absolute must, the balloon trees as well. But before I can finish another squirrel moment, I'm jumping off into another space of the build and I start placing down some of the lily pad symbol frogs. Rolling through the Alice collection, I start to pull out different items I would like to use. Items like the tea time fountain, the large teacups, directional signs, and of course the animated floral items, placing them throughout the build and filling in the spaces, doing my best to not to overclutter the space, but to still give it that chaotic vibe of Wonderland. Hopping over to our final home in the neighborhood, the mushroom house, I start to play with different decorative items and, of course, change the position of the home. Honestly, I really did not have a plan for this house. I just wanted to include it in the build as it is too cute to not include. So I did decide to go ahead and add some of our overly large tea items on the outside of the mushroom house, as the mushroom house is already decorated to be my Mad Hatter coffee house. So I thought it would be kind of nice to include a little nod outside of what you can find inside. To utilize the extra space by the pond, I decided to adjust the fence and extend Rabbit's yard. This allowed, obviously, for a little bit more space in the yard, and I was able to go ahead and add the Dinah companion house later on. At this moment, I realized I forgot to include a space for Absalom. So, in the small corner space behind the Hatter house, I placed down multiple mushrooms and floral items along with the Curious Labyrinth caterpillar. Now, this space does have a mining node in it, so I wanted to also make sure it was still accessible when I placed the items. Now, I start to fill in the last little spaces, making little adjustments and adding the tiny details, including one more character sign to finish off the Wonderland neighborhood. I also wanted to include some of our forageable items like the glowing moss and rose bushes. So we are heading back to the labyrinth. The design is all done, and all that is needed is the fun part, adding the decor and finishing off the space. I'm using a variety of items from the Alice collection, as well as including our final character sign at the entrance of Cheshire's home. Now remember, when placing items, you want to make sure you do this part with no rhyme or reason, just placing them sporadically throughout the build. This helps with that whimsical, chaotic vibe of Wonderland. Now, for the center of the labyrinth, I decided to incorporate some of the cards to go ahead and be kind of like a little croquet space. So, I thought it would be fun to incorporate some random seating areas throughout the labyrinth. I was thinking this would be the space where maybe you're wandering through the labyrinth and you happen upon one of the many characters in Wonderland, and here they might be giving you some good advice or some bad advice. It's your choice to take it. I am also going to go ahead and include some Wonderland food items as well as some of our craftable potions because I think those are perfect as well for like the drink me or the eat me cookies. Perfect addition to the build. Okay, so now we're gonna hop over and decorate the water because I always forget this and have to go back in and do it. I have placed out some of the cute little lily pad symbol frogs, and I will also add some foliage into it. Now it's time to go ahead and create a little space for Cheshire Cat. I have left a little open area there. I thought it would be kind of cute, maybe for him to have a little tea spot place for any visitors that might want to come and chat with him. We are done. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me through this build. I know it was a long one. I had so much fun creating it. And of course, I cannot wait to share part two with you. Let's just say that you will be painting the roses red with the next one. Now let's take a tour through Wonderland. I want to give a big thanks to my fantastic members and wonderful subscribers for all of your continued love and support. I hope you all have a great day, and we will see you at the next video. Bye!